Okay, in this video, I'm going to show you on how to create a blueprint, configure parameter for the blueprint, assign device to the blueprint, and deploy the blueprint to the device. Now, let's go to the blueprint configuration on Apstra. As you can see that currently there is no blueprint that has been configured on Apstra. Before we create a blueprint, we have to make sure that we have all the resources which will be required for the blueprint. So for example, we can see that we have created pool for AS number for both spine and leaf, and then IP address that will be used for fabric link, loopback IP address for spine and leaf, and also for VRF, and the same thing also for IPv6. We have also create logical devices. Okay, these are the two logical devices that we are going to use, and then the interface map, the rack tab, which will be used for uh, the template, and then the template which will be used for the blueprint. Okay, so now let's create the blueprint. So click on create blueprint. Let's say that I'm going to call this DC1. Okay, we are going to use DC1 for the template, and then we are going to create a blueprint which will use dual stack IP address for both uh, uh, dual stack IP address IPv4 and IPv6 for spine to leaf connectivity. Since we are not going to have any super spine, we'll just leave it to default. Okay, this one. And then we click create, then a blueprint will be created. So Apstra will create the blueprint. And then after that, we will configure the blueprint. So when we click into the blueprint, as you can see that on the top tab, we have several tabs here. First one, dashboard. The status of the blueprint is not yet deployed. And then we have stage and uncommitted, which has the color of red. And then if we click on this, for example, we can see that multiple item has a color of red. What does that mean? It means that uh, there are some parameters that has not been configured for this. So the next step, we are going to put in the parameter required for this blueprint. So let's go to the first one, AS number for the spine. So we are going to assign the pool there that that we have created. When we click save, the color will change from red to green. Okay, so in this case, we need to change all those items which has the color of red. Yeah, this is for leaf. This is loopback IP address for spine. Okay, and this is loopback IP address for leaf. Okay, uh, this is the connectivity between spine and leaf. Okay, so this is the IPv6 address, and this is the connectivity between spine and leaf for the IPv4 address. Okay, so for resources, all the color has changed to green. Now let's go to the next one, device profile. As you can see that it is still red, so we need to change this parameter. Okay, so the first one for spine, so we are going to assign the interface map, update it, it will change to green. The next one, uh, leaf, assign it, then it will also be changed to green. Next, we are going to assign the device to this blueprint. Okay, so we are going to assign the device, and as you can see, so we click on device, and as you can see that currently there is no device assigned to this blueprint. Okay, so remember we need to have all the devices managed. So if we go to devices, manage device, we have already all the devices managed by Apstra. So we can add these devices into the blueprint. Okay, so edit, So device with IP address 101 will be assigned to spine. Device with IP address 102 will be assigned to spine 2. And then uh, device with IP address 111 will be assigned to this leaf, okay, which is basically leaf 1, 112 to this one, 113 to this one, and then 114. And don't forget, you need to set the deploy radio button. Okay, done with that. Update assignment. So now we have configured the resources. We have configured the interface map. Okay, and then we have assigned the system ID. Okay, and then if we click on uncommitted, we can see all the changes which will be made by Apstra into the device. Now, before we click commit, let's go to the device first. Okay, let's open an SSH session into the device. Okay, let's go to device 101. Okay, if we check on device 101, currently there is no configuration there. The only configuration that we have inside device 101 is the configuration that was pushed during the ZTP process. So as you can see that this is the default configuration set during the ZTP process. The same thing also if you look into other devices, 114 for example. Okay, the configuration that the device has uh, is the configuration that was pushed during the ZTP. So now uh, we can push this configuration into the device using the commit button. Okay, so let's commit it. Uh, create fabric DC1. Let's say that we call this one commit. So once we commit it, what happened is Apstra is going to create the configuration for every devices. And then after that, Apstra will push the configuration into the device. As you can see that we have 6 pending service config. It means that Apstra is going to push configuration to 6 different devices. And Apstra will immediately monitor the device. For example, it will monitor the BGP status, cabling connectivity based on LLDP, and so interface status, and so on and so forth. So we will have to wait until all the pending service config, become successful. Okay, so let's wait until it finish. So as you can see that Apstra is still in the process of pushing the configuration into the device. Okay, yep, uh, it's still red. It means that the configuration has not or Apstra is still monitor that the changes is not yet properly deployed. So now we have seen that we have 6 service config. It means that Apstra successfully pushed the configuration into the device. And then as you can see that all the anomaly are no longer there. Yeah, it's become all green. What does it mean? It means that Apstra has successfully deployed the configuration, and then the configuration that was pushed into the device are working as expected. So Apstra was able to detect that the configuration has already configured the device according to the intent, yeah, that Apstra wanted them to have. Okay, you might still see some red thing here because it may take some times before all the information has been properly detected by Apstra. Okay, so let's go to the device. Let's check on 101. Okay, so BGP summary. Okay, so as you can see that BGP has been established. So LLDP neighbor, yeah, so it is connected to rack type 1, uh, uh, rack dash type dash 1, dash 001, dash live 2, and so on and so forth. Okay, So if we go to this, let's see, stage. Yep. So everything is there. Okay. Everything has been properly deployed. Okay. Now, so for the first device is fine. And then let's open another one, 2114, 114 as admin 123. Oh, sorry. Uh, iOS admin, iOS admin 123. Okay, now as you can see that the host name rack type 2002 live 1, which is this one. Okay, BGP has been established. So LLDP neighbor, yeah, it is connected to spine 1 and spine 2. Okay, so now as you can see that for spine devices, Apstra has already used what I called as a correct name. But for the live devices, this name are actually created by Apstra based on the rack name, sorry, the rack type, okay, and then based on how many live that you have within that rack. So I said that I want to make this name to be something more familiar to us, so we can change this. So for example, let's go to this one, 113. Okay. Yeah. So as you can see that the host name, yeah. So I said I want to change this to something more familiar to us. I don't want to use this name, but I want to use, for example, for this one, I want to change it to live one. For this one, I want to change it to live two, and so on and so forth. So all you have to do, you go to the Apstra dashboard. Okay. Uh, so this is the first one. So I want to change this. So for example, this one, I want to change the name to live one. Okay. Save it. You need to change it on two places. This one, the host name, and also the name. Okay. So now the host name has been changed from whatever name that was created by Apstra to live one. And then after that, we are going to change live two, save it, and then live two, save it. Okay. And then we go to live three, save it, properties, live three, save it. Okay. Uh, and then after that, the last one, leave four, save it, and then leave four, save it. So we have changed the name from whatever name was that was created by Apsa to leave one, leave two, leave three, and leave four. Let's say that for this, the rack name, let's say I want to change it to rack one, yeah, and then this one I want to change it to rack two, and then after that I want to change it to rack 3. Okay, so now the name of the rack has been changed, and then if we click on uncommitted, we can see what are the changes which will be made by Apstra. Okay, and then if we commit this, okay, before we do that, so as you can see we are on 1111. This is the host name, and then change name of the live. Okay, commit it, and then you can see that Apstra will change the host name according to what we have configured through the dashboard. Okay, so it will take some times. Okay, so as you can see that the probe we still have 6 pending. Yeah, and then the probe, the host name. Yeah, if we click on this one, so the expected value is live 2. It is still this one, so it will take some times before all the configuration has been pushed. So we will wait. Once it's succeeded, then we should be able to see the changes. Okay. Yep, service config in progress. We will have to wait. Okay. Yep, 2 has been successful. Okay. 4 is still pending. So for spine 1, spine 2. So as you can see that lift 1 and lift, okay. Everything has been properly pushed. Let's see. As you can see that now the name has been changed from this into lift 1. If you go to the other one, okay, also the same thing. Yeah. So that's how to create a blueprint, configure the blueprint with all the necessary parameter, assign devices to the blueprint, and then after that, deploy the blueprint to the device. Okay. Thank you.